Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this is a little sort of whistle stop tour of some of my current whips. Now, it's not all of them. There are some that are now UFOs. There are some that I'm just going to forget to show you. There's a couple that finished, but there's quite a few that are not. So we'll start off by saying, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So yet to become a tutorial is this one, and this is a scarf that I made for myself. Excuse me. And here it is. This is inside out. There we go. That's the right way up. And it is made with glitz yarn in a gold colour. I'm not sure if it's picking it up. There's the yarn. It's a King Cole glitz. It's not really, there it is, see, showing itself to you finally. So I made this with a little scoopy edge, because that's what you get one end, and I figured I would just manipulate it to be a little scoopy edge the other end. And this is I don't like my scarves long. I find that there's too much tucked inside your coat, causing bulk that you don't necessarily need. So this one, you know, I will put aside and maybe use that next winter. I didn't find it cold enough to actually use a scarf this winter just gone. Didn't really go out in the freezing cold weather, and I was quite mild. Anyway, this is King Cole glitz. I have a little bit of this in my shop, but not much. This is called Antique Gold, and for it you get 97% premium acrylic, 3% polyester, 317 yards, 290 meters, 40-degree wash, double knitting, and I think that's it. That's basically it. So that's what I made the scarf with. But that wasn't all, and I'll come to some other bits further in. This is all that I've got of a Sophie's Universe. Now, I did start making Sophie's Universe. I got that far, and that's all she wrote. I'm not sure that I have the time to devote to making it, and I was going to go into the groups and do this as a crochet along, and I just, you know, I didn't realise, I suppose, I should have realised that with my time constraints and everything else that I have on commitments and the way my life goes, I wouldn't really get the chance to devote to it. So I made a blanket, and this was the swatch. And so I have all these squares. I don't have loads more, but I just have these. So I want to don't want to waste these. I want to make them into something. But I did the border on it, which was a crab stitch border. And so it's kind of bordered off. So I don't really know what I'm going to be able to make with something this big that's already got a bump. Probably have to unpick that and then maybe do something with it. Yeah, I don't really want to just waste all those squares, but that was what I showed you, the joining and everything else. The blanket is now put away with my kind of finished blankets. And this is a daisy that I made for just a tutorial daisy square. And I want to make a blanket or something with these. I think that would I'm not sure that I want them all to be daisies. Maybe I'll do some green ones or some white ones, or maybe, I don't know yet. I'm not sure what to do, but maybe something with this. I just did it as a standalone square and didn't really have a project then in mind, but I fancy one. I do. I fancy doing something with that. I started making this and I got no further. There's the hook and there's the yarn. It's that squiggly stitch that somebody said it was a half double in the US, half treble herringbone. I don't know if that's true, but somebody called it the wiggly worm stitch, and that's kind of stuck. And I'm using this yarn, which is a chainy yarn, but it's not a chainy cotton, it's a chainy acrylic, and it's just says luxury 100-gram knitting yarn, ombre, and it is ombre. You can see it's a true ombre. It kind of ombres up and down, proper ombre, as I like. A lot of them call themselves it, and they're really not. But this is by Home & Co, and I got it at B&M a long time ago. So it is 72% acrylic, 18% wool, and oh, what does that say? Where's my glasses? Need to look intelligent for a bit. I couldn't read that. Oh, 10% nylon, and it is 250 meters approximately. You can machine wash it to 30 degrees. It's got machine warm wash 30 degrees, and underneath it says hand wash only. So, hand wash 30 degrees, machine wash 30 degrees, hand wash only. That really does not make any sense whatsoever. Sure I've probably washed this yarn before, and I can't imagine, if you do it quite delicate, it's not going to come to any harm. It's really not, you know. Anyway, so I've yet to finish that, and how naughty, really. But you know, I said there was more. That same stitch, I decided to try it with a variegated yarn, and I chose Ice Yarn Picasso, which is beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I find when I show it on camera, it doesn't really look as good as it does with the naked eye. It looks too busy, but when you see it in the flesh, so to speak, it's really, really beautiful. And I was going to turn this one into a cowl, so I just need to do a bit more of that. I've got another ball at the ready to do that. So Ice Yarn Picasso, out of stock from Ice Yarn, because I was considering getting it from there, but I didn't. I got it from an Etsy store at $3.50 a ball. What else we got? What else we got? Let's see. Oh yeah, now this, I did start joining these. These are my snowflake square, and I did these as a standalone kind of square, but I'd made lots of them because I really wanted to make a blanket. That's what I originally wanted to do. So here they all are in there, and I did start doing a join. Where's the joined bits? Where are you? Are you joined? Yes, there we are. I didn't get too far, look, but I did it with a ridge, like a little ridge join, and there we are. It's super soft, this, but I wanted to make a blanket. I'll probably get this done by the time next winter comes along, but I love this. I love this square. It's a very popular square on my channel. If I can remember, I will put a link at the end to it, but that's all my bits and bobs in there to make that. Including some more white for a border, and even a crochet hook is in there. So I'm going to put that down there with the other ones that I had done there. Okay, so I made a blanket with it, and here it is. It's for my sister. My sister is going to be a great grandma, and it's a boy, so I made the blanket. And I used this, which I got from the USA. It is, and when I give it to them, I'll give them a yarn band so that they can definitely see. But it is Lion Brand Star is Born Baby Soft. And it is a 4 ounce, 113 grams, 367 yards, 335 meters, 60 acrylic, 40 nylon. And it is machine washable and dryable. Lovable. Definitely lovable, because look at that. I do have loads left over. I think that whole blanket only took about 3. I think definitely no more than 4 anyway. It was, look at the colours in that. I love that. beautiful. But I've got enough to make another one, I reckon. There's quite a lot left, and this isn't a small blanket. It is quite a nice size. This is the width, and this is the length. So it's not a tiny blanket that would just go on a baby seat, you know, a car seat. It would really be a pram or a stroller or anything. Super, super soft. I like that one. Put it down there with the rest of the WIPs. Okay, so I'm making a shawl, and I was doing this tired one night. Never really advisable, is it? This yarn is a discontinued yarn. I did sell it in my shop, actually. It was from Hobbycraft, and it was called Shall We Dance. And this one is the pink one. If you look inside, you can see all these pinks in there, all different colour pinks. And it has a bit of brown, which I'm getting to. It's got lots of fibres that I'm just sucking up now. It's a hairy yarn. Look at that. Can you see it? See the fuzz? Not sure if you can, but it is a fuzzy yarn. I always breathe those in. You can see it better on there, I think. But this is my shawl. Now, it's a bit further than the last time I saw you, but not as far as I'd like, because I had to frog some. And you know what it's like when you try to frog fuzzy yarn. So I did have to have a join in it because it got stuck. Luckily, I was able to free it again. But this is the shawl. See, these are the colours that are in it. And then it goes into this dark brown, which is purdy. I like this yarn. I did get rid of most of it. I don't think I have any. No, you have to look if you want it. I don't think I have much in stock, if I have any. So while I've been playing around with some heart squares, I had a little project in mind that needed small squares. So I chose a heart, a flower, which I haven't made into a square yet, but there we are. There's the flower. I like that one. And I did another heart, trying to perfect the way I wanted it. So obviously I was just using these colours as a scrap yarn, just to kind of figure out which one I wanted to use. Let me put that there. So last year I made some table mats, and I made them from the chainy cotton cakes from my shop, Hobby Rocks. Unfortunately, the colours that I used, I've sold out. I've got one cake left. And the only ones that I've got enough of are not colours I want to make these placemats with, because I really wanted them to be rainbow. So I got these little guys. These are Rickaroomi mini cakes, and I thought it doesn't matter that they're not chainy cotton cakes. You just put them on the table. But I've got a little bit of wavying going on around the edge that I'm not keen on. So I'm doing the right kind of increases as well. So I'm going to frog that back. Perhaps it is just too soft. I don't know. I'll have another think about that. Maybe I will just invest in some more chainy cotton cakes. But they were just itty bitty Rickaroomi cakes. So last night, watching TV, I thought I wanted to make a little scrappy blanket. And although I have quite a lot of different rectangular blankets on my channel, they're all started in a similar way, not always the same, but a similar way. And I wanted to start one with just 2 squares. So what I did is I made 2 scrap squares, and I did a join as you go on this edge. And then, as luck would have it, going round and round, it worked out absolutely perfectly, because there was it doesn't pull or twist or anything. So I'm just using all my scrap yarn, which I have a box of in there. And I took a little inspiration from the Yarn Addict, and I made up a cake of all my scrap yarns. But as I was using it, I kept thinking, well, I don't really want to carry on with that colour. I want to make each round a different colour. So where I am using it, it's not really how I wanted it to be. Do you know what I mean? So I am going, and also as you get further in, you need more to get round. So it's going to become more scrappy balls that are bigger scrappy balls. So that is my new scrappy blanket. I haven't made a change colour as you go scrappy blanket since I was a kid. Seriously, I have not done this since I was a child crocheting with my mother. I've always made ones with a manipulated colour scheme, or you know, with a person in mind, or using those cakes like mandala cakes, and just keep going. That's the only other way I've done it. But I haven't manipulated colours and just used up scraps for so long that I thought, well, I want to do it. So that's how I did this one. And I was asked to do a tutorial, but I don't know, do I need to do a tutorial for that? I'm not sure if it's hard enough for a tutorial to be needed. Okay, this isn't yet a whip, but it's going to be. I'm going to make something with this and this. So it's in my brand new whip bag that Gary, my partner, bought me as a little present. And isn't it gorgeous? I did the kind of unboxing of all my little presents that he bought me, that being one of them. I also made beanies. I made some preemie beanies and 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months. And while I was kind of practicing the beanies, I was churning out all different ones, and I made some new different with granny stitch mittens. And what else is in there? Nothing else in there that I really want to show you. But in here, let's have a look. Now, I did some swatching up. I'm all out of stock of this, sadly. Just sold my last ball. I did some swatches for all of this, and this is the new Stylecraft Batik Elements. Not elephants, elements. So I have all these swatches, and some of them are round. I might make a hat with that one. I've got the start of it. Then we've got some squares, because I always show what it looks like as a granny and as a long one. So I've got all these swatches in here, and all of this that I need to undo or make something with all of that yarn. Another one there. So yeah, that what is on here? This is where I write my patterns, scribble. So yeah, that's black. I don't know why that's in there, but yeah, I'm going to do something. Either undo those. They're all on my yarn genie, my spare spindle at the moment. But I will do something with those, and that's those. Now, last but by no means, I think it's last, but by no means least. It's probably not. There's probably loads. A little while ago, when I was swatching up, to show you what this Robin paint box splash looks like. And I made all these big squares to show them. And I don't want to undo this one. Hang on. To show how they work up. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love that one. That is gorgeous. If you made a blanket with that, wouldn't that colour change? Just, it's gorgeous. Then there was this one. So yeah, I did all of these coloured swatches to show the different yarns, how they work up and the effects. That's a beautiful one as well, isn't it? It frames it so well, like it's just meant to be. So yeah, I've got all of those balls. I kept the bands on them, even though they are still attached to those squares. And I will make something with all of those as well. So that's the ones. Let me just see what's in here. I'm not sure if there's a whip. No, if there is, it's a bit buried. So I think, well, that's enough to be getting on with, don't you think? So yeah, I've got quite a lot of things that I've been messing with, and there was the start of a new one. Look at that. It was just while I was doing a training course, and I just sat there fiddling with my crochet hook and was working on these. I've been doing a few other heart squares, but I didn't like them, so I kept persevering. And as much as I like this one, I want to close these gaps along this bottom before I do anything with it. And this one I just need to turn into a square. Anyway, that is all of the things that I've currently been fiddling with, the bits of string. And as I said, there probably are more, and I know there are definitely quite a few out in the yarn van, because I took them all there myself the other day, and there's others that have been there for a while, including the stall. You know, if you've been with me since the start, then you will know that I started to make a cover. Not just a cover, actually. I decided to pimp an old stool, and it was a kind of a rectangular padded stool with little stumpy legs, and I even got gold paint, black paint, sparkle paint for the legs, and then I started on the top of it, which was made with ice yarn, Universe and Rockstar in gold. So the Universe was all different jewel colours, and the Rockstar was gold, and I did sort of kind of like piping around each square, and then I kind of just did a border around each square, then piping along the edges, and it's kind of done. I just need to secure them all together and attach it. And I've been when I was out there thinking I could do this today, I didn't have a needle. And it sounds silly when you're in a yarn shop full of accessories that you don't have a needle, but they're not mine, are they? So I didn't really want to just take like a set or anything out of stock. And that was the day I was stuck out there, and I was locked out the house. What happened was our kitchen door, the inner door, malfunctioned, so I couldn't get back in. And okay, I'll tell you the whole story. I got up in the morning and I decided to let the cat out, meowing away. So I opened the kitchen door and closed it behind me, walked the length of the passage of the conservatory, opened the back door, let her out, shut it, and came back in. Went to come back in the house, door was jammed, completely jammed. You couldn't move the handle even slightly. It was rock solid. So I tried and tried, and I've got my nightie on, I've got nothing underneath it at all, I've got no phone, I've got nothing on me. I hadn't showered or anything. I just got up, went into the kitchen, put the kettle on, went to let the cat out. So, oh God, I can't exactly go to the neighbours, you know, dressed in my nightie and nothing else. So I had this little memory that when I looked through the window, Gary's room had the handle up, because it's inside the house, and I thought, oh, I'll get through that window. Well, there's a headboard that obscures most of that window, so I just kind of found a little step ladder, opened the window and launched myself into the room and landed on the bed, but I hurt myself a bit. And once I was in, I shut all the window back up and everything else. Luckily I did leave it as it was. And I thought I won't go out there again, and I made sure I could get out the kitchen. It was fine. Every time I had to go out into the front garden or whatever, I left the door open, because obviously the postman arrived. That afternoon I thought, oh, I'm going to go down the yarn van and do some work. And what did I do? Shut the door. I thought, oh no. But as luck would have it, I had my phone and my house keys on me. So I thought, you know what, I'm not doing that again, not getting through the window, I'm just going to go out. So I went for a little drive, nobody was around, so I go back home again. I know I'll just go in the yarn van. So that's what I did, you know. That is what I did. I was out there all day, so I couldn't come in and get my needles, and as much as I wanted to work on it, I didn't want to take anything out of stock, so I did other things. I tidied up quite a lot and moved stuff around. which I still need to do quite a bit of. So really hot. It's raining outside, so the humidity's shot up and it's really quite hot. So sorry for being a bit of a sweaty mess. Anyway, that's all the WIPs I can lay my hands on and that I have. Yeah, so I need to get them finished. I need to get the tutorials done for the blanket, the scarf, and the thingy I'm making that I haven't finished. There's quite a lot. I have written these things down, but I'm not sure where, so I've got to make sense of all my notes and get them done. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.